Hey, Mrs. Lohop here. Lesson 5.7, multiplying with mixed numbers. Hey, go get some paper, pencil, crayons, colored pencils, markers, a whiteboard, something that you can draw on and something that you can draw with that uses different colors. All right, the whole point of this lesson is to draw out the fractions, highlight the areas, and see what it looks like when we multiply mixed numbers with a fraction or mixed numbers with another mixed number. That is the whole point of today. All right, so get your materials. If you need to pause it here, go ahead and pause and come back. All right, let's look at our first example. Here we have 6 2/3 times 1/4. If you notice, I have 7 boxes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's because I'm going to show 6 whole, and this last box I'm going to divide into thirds so that we can then highlight 2 of those thirds. So I'm going to get my pen out, and I'm going to divide this last box the best that I can into thirds. All right, now on this side, I'm going to highlight 6 2/3. So I'm going to grab the highlighter tool. You grab yours, and I'm going to highlight all 6 of these and 2/3 of this one. There we go. Color that all in. I hope that you've colored yours in with something. Again, if you need to pause this to help you out, you go right ahead. Now on the other side, I'm going to show 1/4. So over here, we need to show 1/4. In order to do that, I have to divide this into fourths. So this is hard. I'm going to do my best. I'm going to take my pencil. I'm going to divide all across the row in half. Cut it in half. And then I'm going to cut each half in half again. That will give me fourths. Okay, and one more. And now you can see I have 1, 2, 3, 4 across all of the numbers. So we need to highlight one of the fourths. I'm going to grab my highlighter. I'm going to change colors this time. Let's make it purple. And this gets tricky. Ooh, good, because my marker is bigger than the space. And I go all the way across. So now my purple line across shows 1/4. My yellow lines up and down show 6 2/3. And now I'm going to take my red pencil and I'm going to outline the parts that are colored both purple and yellow. And I like to start here because this is the confusing part. Only those two. And all the way across here. All right, let me erase some things here because I'll be very careful that I don't erase my highlighting. That would be awful. Because now we need to name what we see. This section is 1/4. So is this section. So is this section. And this one. And this one. And this one. Now to figure out what we have here, we have to look at the whole square and we have to count. Well, I have 3 across and 4 down. That means there should be 12 boxes. Let's count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So we're dealing with twelfths here. I have 1/12 here and another 12th here. So I have 1/4, 2/4, 3/4, 4/4, 5/4, 6/4, 6/4. And I have 1/12, 2/12. So we're going to add those together. Oh my gosh, adding fractions. When have we done this before? Look at our denominators. They're not the same. We need a least common multiple. If you struggle with least common multiples, watch my video on how to find the least common multiple, get your worksheet out, and figure out the least common multiple of 4 and 12. Because I'm going to tell you what it is. It's 12. So I'm going to change 6/4 to a new fraction that has a denominator of 12. I multiplied 4 times 3, so I have to multiply 6 times 3. 6 times 3 is 18. The other fraction already is in twelfths, and that's 2 twelfths. Now I can add 18 twelfths plus 2 twelfths is 20 twelfths. We have an improper fraction. I'm going to erase this other work because otherwise my screen just gets too messy. And I'm going to bring this 20 twelfths down here. 20 twelfths. That's an improper fraction. 20 twelfths. Well, I can get one whole pan of 12. So I'd have one whole pan of 12. And then I would have 8 left over to get to 20. So 1 and 8 twelfths. Oh, look at that fraction. Both of them are even numbers. Actually, I can divide them both by 4. 8 can be divided by 4, and 12 can be divided by 4. So my fraction can be reduced to 1 and 2/3. So the answer to 6 and 2/3 times 1/4 is 1 and 2/3. Here's what I wanted you to do. I wanted you to be able to draw it out, highlight it, and then I wanted you to notice something. If you look at what number we started with 6 and 2/3, right? When we multiplied it by a number less than 1, we ended up with a number that is less than what we started. Let me say that again. We started with 6 and 2/3. The answer we got is less than that because we multiplied by a number that is less than 1. When you multiply by a number less than 1, your answer is going to be smaller than what you started with. Well, what happens if you multiply with a number bigger than 1? Oh, I'm so glad you asked that. Look at, here we go. Darn, I didn't want all of these boxes to show up right away. I'm frustrated by that. That should not have been there. Well, we'll deal with it. We can roll with that, right? Okay. 3 and 2/3 times 2 and 1/2. I want you just to look at this. Just this row. There's 4 there. I can show 3 and 2/3 if I take this last box and divide it into thirds. Then I can come in with my highlighter and I can highlight 1, 2, 3, and 2/3. Okay. There should only have been one row there. I'm very disappointed. So that's 3 and 2/3. But I need to multiply by 2 and 1/2, and I only had one row here to start. So I had to add 2 more rows so that I could show 2 and 1/2. That's really ugly. That's really badly written, Mrs. Lohoff. What are you doing? Okay. 2 and 1/2. So I came in and added 2 more rows of boxes. They were already there. I don't know why they were there. They shouldn't have been there, but that's why you see them. We need 2 and 1/2. So I'm going to change my pen color. And this will be 1. This will be 2. And I have to divide this in half so that then I can color in half of that. So let me get my highlighter. I hope you're doing this too. So 1, 2, 2 and 1/2. There we go. Oh, I forgot something else. So when I extend the rows like this, I need to extend my original 3 and 2/3. I should have done that first. So remember how we divided this into thirds? We need to bring that all the way down. And then I need to grab my yellow back again, and I need to bring my highlighting all the way down too, so that I need to show this 3 and 2/3 all the way down. Okay. I should have just, once I had the new rows, I should have taken my 3 2/3 and brought it all the way down. So now we have an overlapping area. We have an area that has both yellow and blue, and it kind of looks like a lot of different colors. Here is our overlapping area. All of this. Whoop, here and here. Okay, we have some whole boxes again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we have 6. And then we've got to figure out what else we've got going on here. Let me erase this so it doesn't get in our way. These are 1/2. So we have 1/2, 2/2, 3/2. Right? So 3/2. Then over here we've got thirds. We've got 1/3, another third, another third, and another third. Oh, that's 4/3. Okay, 4/3. And then here, I have to count how many boxes are there. They're not even, but I did the best I could. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So this is 1/6, and this is 1/6. That's 2/6. Now we have all of our parts labeled, and we can add them all together, except we have fractions with different denominators. Least common multiple. Least common multiple for 2, 3, and 6 is 6. So I'm going to put it over here. 3/2 equals how many sixths? Our second fraction is 4/3 equals how many sixths? And then finally we have 2/6, which is the easy one. 2/6, which is the easy one. That's going to equal 2/6. All right, going from 2 to 6, we multiply by 3. 3 times 3 is 9. Going from 3 to 6, we multiply by 2. 4 times 2 is 8. 9 plus 8 plus 2 more is 19/6. All right, so all of this right here is equal to 19/6. I'm going to erase that and replace it. And if you're saying improper fraction alert, yep, you're right. So 19/6 is the same as, well, I can get 3 pans of 6. 3 pans of 6 will give me 18, and then I need one more to give me 19. So that would be 3 1/6. 6 plus 3 1/6 equals 9 1/6. Whew, it's a lot of work. There's our final answer. We have a fraction with the 1 on the top. We are done. I'm going to erase everything because I want you to see. I'm going to keep the picture there. We started with just that top row. We started with just 3 2/3. We ended with 9. That's more. So when you multiply by a number bigger than 1, you're going to get more. But when you multiply by a number less than 1, you get a smaller number from what you started with. That's really the biggest key to today. Can you draw this out? Can you label the parts and add them up? I'm going to teach you some simpler ways to do it in another lesson. The biggest thing I want you to see is when you multiply by a number less than 1, we ended up with something smaller than what we started with. But when we multiplied by a number bigger than 1, we had to add more rows, and we had a much larger number than what we started. All right, I hope this was helpful. This is a long lesson, I know. I hope you stuck with me and drew it out. We're going to practice more in class. Okay, thanks for joining me. Bye.